What is up, you guys? It's your boy DJ Lil back with another tutorial, and today I just want to share a couple of plugins that I'm using right now. Now it's a lot of plugins, but I've just selected the best 10 that I think right now you should also be using, and they would help you really pretty much, and I think you will enjoy them. Now before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe and hit that notification button, and let's get down to business. Now I've got all those 10 plugins listed here, so let me just bring them up one by one. I'll just show you and try to explain them for you a little bit, and then you can just go out there and find them and try them out on your own. Alright, so the first plugin that I'm gonna show you is the Vocal Rider. It's from Waves. You install Waves and you go ahead and search into your plugin insert. Vocal Rider is definitely going to be there. There we go. So here is the Vocal Rider. So what this will do is to sort of like auto compress your voice. This is to get you started if you just want to start a session and record it and feel like you don't want to throw a compressor at it at that point of time. You can throw in the Vocal Rider, which will basically act on your vocals. It definitely has a couple of places here which you can go ahead and try them out and see which one works for you. So what this will do, it will try to reduce everything that's jumping out of your vocal or that particular instrument, to try to level it with the lower volume, or the other way around. You can try to push up those parts that are lower to match the higher ones. So it's really up to how you will set it up in your session, but get it going and see what you can come up with. Working around it, it's pretty much a nice piece of plugin, right? So that's that about the Vocal Rider. You go ahead and try it to see how you like it. Yeah. Alright, the second one I would say it's the Shaper Box. So the Shaper Box is just a simple plugin which looks like this. It pretty much works as if you're an FL user. There's Gross Beat. I think a plugin called Gross Beat is pretty much the same concept, but I think a little bit slightly different. So what the Shaper Box has is, it has the time, which then you can manipulate the stutter effect, the tape stop effect, the scratch, the glitch. I mean, there's a lot of options here, because if you select scratch and then you come down here, you see you have a little bit of stutter, and then the scratch right here, a tape, a pitch, a reverse, whatever. It's just a lot to do with it. And if you feel like you like nothing in there, you can go ahead and just close it down here, close it, and maybe add something else, maybe halftime, and you can see the options are different this time around, but on the same thing. But you can also add next to it. Let's say you have already selected on this one, and then you just want to add something to it as well. You can go ahead and say add width, maybe auto wide, something like that. You still have a lot of options down here to experiment. Now there's also pan here, which is also a build-up pan. There's a basic pan, there's this. Some of these I haven't really tried also, but this is a great plugin, and it can really come in handy, right? So go ahead and grab yourself the Shaper Box 2 and see what comes out of it. Next is the Mix Box. So the Mix Box pretty much is like what do we call, if you know, Sled Digital vocal mix rack, pretty much the same thing. So this is also a combination of a lot of plugins which are put into one box. Now instead of you putting a layer, a chain of a lot of plugins, you put them inside one plugin and you put a chain there, which pretty much saves your CPU power. And yeah, it really comes in handy when you're recording. You just want to throw one plugin there that does everything for that particular moment, so you can go along with your work and don't get stuck on the way. So as you can see here, it has options like parts. This is where you select your inserts. So it has pretty much like amps, channel strips, delay, distortion, dynamic, which you can go ahead and say select a compressor, maybe, you know, next to it. Maybe you can also select something else, maybe a filter, maybe not, maybe another compressor, right? Or maybe a de-esser, maybe, or maybe a limiter, something like that. So you can see you have a signal chain, but then it's pretty much put into one plugin, so it saves you time and power going all over plugins. When you're working, you really want to work fast and get nice results at the moment, especially when you're recording and all that. So grab yourself a mix box and see what you can come up with from the plugin as well. So that's it about Mixbox. I'm moving on straight next to the next plugin. Now I've got a Fab Filter Micro. Now this is from the latest release, but then it has been there for a while. And I like this plugin because it's pretty much to just separate frequencies. Now it's really built well for that function because it really works much better even on vocals and on instruments as well. I haven't tried it on instruments, but hey, you can go ahead and try it, see how it suits your needs. But it's pretty much this, moving along the thing and changing maybe the speed and the level and the speed and all that. And you might find it very nice and easy to use, and yet essential in your mix, because it really helps the signals to really stand out. So like here you can see it's pretty much like a high what can I say, it's a high pass range where you can get a clean voice, but yet it really doesn't really act like an EQ, but then it just makes the voice more cleaner. I think you try it and see what you can get from this as well. Another great plugin. Yeah, so that's Fab Filter Micro, and it really works that well. And next plugin is the Isotope Starter Edit. Now this also has been there for a while, but it came across in my arsenal because I was looking for a specific function, and I saw to do it manually it was very tiresome and heavy. Now you've heard music that has a very fast starter, and you wonder how somebody would spend hours chopping those type of vocals, maybe the beat, chopping it to sound like that. Trust me, they do use something similar to this, because what you do on this starter edit is route your signals through this channel, and you can trigger this effect via your MIDI controller. So it's sort of like assign itself across your MIDI controller, and then you place a key while your song is playing. It does trigger certain effects, different type of effects. You can put this on your vocals, you can put this on the whole beat, you can put this on a part that you like and select any effect that you like. You can go crazy with this and get very effective work and results out of it. Especially dubstep really comes in handy, and you will enjoy your work, trust me. So do get yourself this starter edit and see it for yourself and try it out. Alright, so yeah, I think next time I'll go into details onto these plugins and see how they really work one by one, and couple more others, because I use a lot of plugins, and this is just a part of what I think you should have no matter what. Right, so let's go ahead to the next one. The next plugin would be movement. Now movement also has a lot of nice and cool effects. It really transforms your production. Now I mean, starting from loops, you can put, say, your chords, you can say your vocals, you can try whatever you want to try. Like as wise, like, you know, production is just a process, experiencing and trying new things. It's pretty much like that, creating all the time. So here's where you get the presets, and you just, there's just hundreds here of presets, and they're pretty much nice as well. They're pretty much good. I mean, this plugin is very nicely made. Go ahead and grab it and check it out and see how it works on your production. It will really give you a nice drive when you're creating things as well. And take it from me, I use it all the time. On my loops, on my chords, on my vocals and everything, and you wouldn't even know it's a loop or something. Alright, so grab yourself a pair of that and see how it works for you. The next plugin is Fresh Air. Now Fresh Air, pretty much I use it on vocals to bring in that type of nice air into the vocals, to make it sort of like stand out and pretty much clear. And this plugin is by Straight Digital. It's new, and it's really much well made as well. I think there's a couple of other air plugins like Low Air, and I mean other several you can use as well, but this one really is nice and easy to use. I'm telling you, you need to try this one out on your vocals especially, and you'll thank me later. But anyways, that's about that air. Not much about it, so it's just the air to add there. And next, I would say, is the Big L plugin. So this, as simple as it looks, but it really does a lot and nice results. Now I've tried this on my bass, on my vocal bass, and I've tried it on the master as well. So I pretty much tried to add a low end on this with this on the master, and I tried to make my vocals warmer on the bass, on the vocal bass group. So it really worked even more nicer. So you do sort of like connect these cables right here, then you got pretty much all the options working. You can even remove the middle. Ooh, sorry about that. You can even remove the middle one and maybe leave the last one, or maybe only use the first one, or maybe not, start from the second one. I mean, whatever feeds your needs, whatever suits your needs, you got it right here. But this Big L is a very essential plugin as well to make it sound fatter and nicer. Sort of like think of like you're doing a parallel compression, but with just a plugin, just one plugin. So you can see the settings are pretty much over here and easy to use. Well, try it out, get it, try it out, see what you can come out with, as practice makes perfect. Oh, that makes me laugh. Anyway, let's go to the next plugin. Next plugin will be one of my favorite. I really don't do a session without this plugin. It's the vocal tape machine. Now this is from Slate Digital as well, and bro, I'm telling you, it's a top-notch plugin. I like it for saturation and all that. So I pretty much use it to saturate the vocals. So the settings are pretty much well and straightforward. This is linked to the input. The output is linked to the input, and there's this high and low setting, and the speed, and the tape type, and all that. So go ahead, put this plugin. Rather, I would suggest put it as a scent effect, and then try to blend in these settings from here and that normal channel, and see what major results you can get. That's how I use it all the time, just to add that little saturation to it. But then it's a scent, it's a parallel channel. Add that saturation, put it there. I know there's a lot of tapes out there that does the work as well, but this is one of my favorite, and it's very clean and transparent. I really love it. I love the results, and I'm pretty much you will love them too. So go ahead and get yourself this virtual tape machine, and see what goes down for you. Alright, so the last one I would love to share with you guys is the thermal. Now I also saw a promo about this plugin, and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and check it. Right, so I went and downloaded it, put it in there, and boom, it really did magic. So what I did was put it on a piano. So it has a lot of options here. You say you can start here. Funny, but yes, there's a lot of options here as well. There's options for drums, bass, vocals, guitar and keys, lo-fi. Well, a lot of things you can try in here, but what I tried here was the guitar and keys, and I just went ahead and tried some of these settings on a piano, and it changed that piano sound from what it was sounded like to something like a cassette. Like, it was just different. I wish I was doing an example here, but like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and go into details in later tutorials in the future. But this is a plugin that you might want to try as well, and it comes in handy as well. So guys, those are the top 10 plugins that I wanted to share with you today, right away, this quick. And I really hope this helps you, and that you really go and check them out, because they're really nice and you don't want to miss them. And next time maybe I'm gonna come later with other type of plugins, and I'm going to share as well. But hey, for today, that is all, and until next time, you guys stay blessed.
Turn it to